Hello, my name is Tonia Brewer, a consultant with the Indiana IEP Resource Center. Welcome to the Essential Elements video on co-teaching. The objective of this video is to define the 6 different models used in co-teaching. The video will provide a working definition for each model with its corresponding pros and cons, as well as examples of effective uses. Let's begin with the basics of model usage. Models are most effective when matched with appropriate concepts or skills. Work collaboratively with your co-teacher to determine which models work best for you, your students, and the content being delivered. It is important to flow in and out of the approaches within a single lesson. Rarely should teachers use only one approach. The first model we will explore is One Teach, One Observe. In this model, one teacher has a lead role in instructing the class, while the second teacher is observing students. The second teacher can be observing a variety of behaviors, both academic and functional. This approach provides the opportunity to take data on students while instruction is occurring. The challenge with this model is defining the metrics to be measured to acquire the most meaningful data. Some of the possible uses for the One Teach, One Observe model are: collect data on student-specific IEP goals, collecting behavioral data, collecting participation data, or collecting mastery data. The second model we will be exploring is One Teach, One Assist. While similar in name to the previous approach, in this model, one teacher has the lead role in instructing the class, while the second teacher is assisting students. This assistance could be in the form of managing behaviors, answering questions, or modeling desired classroom functions. One Teach, One Assist allows instruction to go on while the second teacher provides individual or classroom supports. This model allows one teacher to provide necessary support to students during whole group instruction. However, be sure that the support provided does not cause the students to miss key concepts from the lead teacher. Another challenge of this model, if overused, is underutilizing the second teacher. The expertise and skills of both teachers should be fully utilized throughout each lesson. Roles should change based on the knowledge and strengths of each teacher. The possible uses for the One Teach, One Assist model are: answering questions, cueing for student initiation, modeling the completion of guided notes while the teacher instructs, or managing student behaviors. The third model is parallel teaching. In this approach, the students are divided into 2 groups. This allows each teacher to work with a smaller group of students. The key to parallel teaching is that the same content is being taught to both groups of students. Teachers have the option to cover the content in the same way or in different ways. This approach allows for many opportunities. Students can be assigned to groups to maximize participation and minimize behavior problems. It reduces teacher-student ratio, increases instructional intensity, and increases opportunities for each student to respond. 2 challenges with this approach are: teachers must be able to provide equivalent instruction, and the pacing of the instruction must be similar. This approach could be used to introduce a concept or skill where intense instruction is needed for mastery. Grouping can be done based on student learning styles or student data. The fourth approach is called alternative teaching. Alternative teaching occurs when the class is divided into 2 groups. Group size may vary. Each teacher leads a group, with the focus on a specific skill relative to the class lesson. The teachers do not have to teach exactly the same skill, but typically the skill being taught is related to the same learning objective. For example, Teacher 1 extends the lesson, whereas Teacher 2 may reteach parts of that same lesson. Using this approach, teachers can identify or group students in order to customize learning. This provides instructional flexibility and can provide intensive small group instruction. The makeup of the groups should be flexible and based on specific skills within a lesson. Be sure that the groups do not become stagnant to prevent reinforcing a pull-out model. The possible uses for this approach are to reteach, pre-teach, or extend learning. This approach could also be used with longer assignments or activities, such as projects or labs, to preview expectations for each section. The fifth model of co-teaching is called team teaching. Team teaching is defined as both instructors being fully engaged in the delivery of instruction. An example would be one teacher writes notes while the other teacher speaks, or one teacher may be explaining a concept while the other teacher models the concept. In most cases, the instructors take turns leading instruction. This approach can be very invigorating for teachers. Teachers have the opportunity to blend their teaching styles and instructional strategies, improving student engagement and enhancing the learning process. In order for this approach to be most effective, both co-teachers must be able to comfortably complement each other, not lose focus on the content or the flow, and actively provide opportunities for students to respond. Be aware that while this approach can engage students, it may be difficult for some students to track two adults talking and determine which one to attend to. A possible use for this approach is when teaching a skill that has multiple methods. For example, solving a linear equation, or when teaching specific genres of literature. The sixth and final model is station teaching. Station teaching occurs when the class is divided into 3 or more small groups, where teachers can provide intense direct instruction, facilitate enrichment, or monitor students working independently. The stations have tasks associated with a specific topic for one lesson, or a series of topics associated with a unit. An opportunity of this approach is that students can be assigned to groups to meet various instructional goals, and teachers can more closely watch student learning. Students can also be grouped to proactively address behavior concerns or provide specific supports. The challenges of this approach are the activities must function independent of each other, since all students will not do the tasks in the same order. Other elements to be aware of are managing noise levels and time management. The possible uses for this approach are to review skills and concepts, develop and encourage group work, and support peer collaboration. Now that you have been introduced to the 6 co-teaching approaches, I challenge you to work as a team and determine how to best utilize these models within your teaching. If you have questions about this information or any other topic, connect with us on the Indiana IEP Resource Center's website, indianaiEPRC.org. Just click on the Contact Us link.